we're going with like a car metaphor, using a steamer to style your wig is like driving somewhere in a sports car, and using a hair straightener to style your wig is like scootering there on a razor scooter. Hi, I'm Shell and I'm a cosplayer. If you are new to my channel, welcome, or if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Maybe you're watching this around the holidays looking for cosplay gift ideas, or maybe you're watching it any time of year and looking for new tools for yourself. Either way, I am here to help, because today we are going to talk about 5 cosplay tools I wish I'd bought sooner. I have been cosplaying for 7 years, and I am by no means an expert, but in that time I have gone through a lot of different methods and tools and materials and really figured out what works well and what doesn't. So today I will share some of my wisdom I've learned with you, so hopefully you can start making your cosplay a lot better, a lot sooner than I did. The first thing I wish I'd gotten sooner is a garment steamer, but not for steaming garments. Now I do use this occasionally to steam my cosplays so they are wrinkle-free, which we should all be doing. Nothing looks worse than a wrinkled cosplay. However, the reason this is a really good tool is actually for wig styling. The vast majority of cosplay wigs are made with plastic fibers, and the way you get that plastic fiber to shape into a different shape is through heating and cooling. There's different ways you can heat up a wig fiber. Personally, I started with a hair straightener, so I would straighten the individual strand of hair, put it in the curl, and let it cool that way. But I have found that steam is just so much better. Steam is just so incredibly efficient when it comes to heating wig fibers, and my best example of this is probably this wig I have used for both Elsa and Usami. When I cosplayed Elsa, this wig was perfectly straight, but then when I wanted to use it to cosplay Usami, I wanted to have big, bouncy, voluminous curls. So what I did was loop all of those little hairs up into rollers and then steam them with this steamer. Those curls stayed in that wig for 6 months straight with absolutely no upkeep done on my part. Then I happened to want to wear that same wig to a Renaissance fair, but straight again. So all I did was steam it and run a comb through it as I did, and it straightened out in seconds. Genuinely, it was just so easy. So if you want to get better at wig styling, I highly recommend getting a garment steamer, and do yourself a favor and get a nice one, because the first one I got was from Walmart and it cost like $8, and it did burn me several times. The second cosplay tool that I wish I'd bought sooner is a velvet headband. I have talked about these in a few videos, but I'm here talking about it again because it legitimately is that much of a game changer for me. All you do is you put this headband on over your wig cap, underneath your wig, and it keeps your wig in place all day. Like, this thing could probably survive an earthquake. I knew about these for a while, especially because a lot of drag queens use them, but somehow I convinced myself that I just needed to pin my wigs more and I didn't really need the headband. That was until my friend Grace finally convinced me to buy it, and it wasn't a lot. It was literally $8 for 2 of these. And I am so mad I didn't buy this like 4 years earlier. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. Get a velvet headband. Hey, worst case scenario and it doesn't work for you, you lost like $5. Best case scenario, you never have to adjust your wig ever again. This isn't even sponsored or anything. This is my genuine opinion. Someone find a headband company to sponsor me. The next product I wish I had bought sooner is foam clay. I think one of the hardest things you can do in terms of crafting cosplay is making something organic. So things with rounded edges or curves, things that, you know, aren't a straight, harsh up and down line. And there's a lot of ways you can approach that problem. You can use regular foam and carve it really precisely. I've personally used things like air dry clay or Model Magic, but gosh darn it, do I wish I had just given in and spent the money on some foam clay sooner. Foam clay is popular for a reason, and that's because it's easily moldable, easily sandable, and it's especially lightweight, which is so important when you're crafting cosplay accessories or props. You don't want to be carrying around a gigantic full clay sword all day. Plus, you drop that thing, clay's gonna shatter. In my early years as a cosplayer, I was really focused on budgeting and stretching my money and making things as cheaply as possible. However, as I've gotten older and allowed myself to splurge a little bit more on these nicer, fancier materials, I've come to realize that some of the time, the expensive thing really is worth the money. And the fourth item on my list is another amazing example of something that is just worth the money, and I really should have bought it sooner. It's got to be freeze spray. I literally only bought this 6 months ago. For my past 6.5 years as a cosplayer, I have been using the cheap, like, $2 bottle of hairspray from Walmart, because I told myself every time I was in that aisle needing hairspray for a wig, oh, the Got2b hairspray is like $8. There's the $2 hairspray bottle right next to it. And I didn't want to spend $8 on hairspray. But then, this past July, I needed to restyle my Your Forger wig for Kineticon. And that wig is such a scary thing to restyle with the braids and the bun that I finally caved and got myself the $8 hairspray. This is the best hairspray I have used in my entire life. Before, with the $2 hairspray, I was like spraying and smoothing and spraying and smoothing and spraying and smoothing like 3 or 4 or 5 times. And even then it didn't stick very well. I spray this once and it holds like glue. So this video is a plea to myself from 5 years ago and any other cosplayer out there who has not bought this hairspray yet. Just buy the gosh darn $8 hairspray. It is worth the $8. The very last item that I wish I had bought sooner for my cosplay, and you should go buy now, is actually wood filler? Let me explain. When you are making a prop, whether it's something that is 3D printed that you then have to sand down, or something that you are gluing together and kind of getting gaps in the foam where you're attaching it, or something where you need to create a really nice smooth edge in your organic shape, wood filler is a godsend. Wood filler is like this gummy paste that is designed to fill in wood. Crazy, right? I know. When you are doing ceramics with clay, there's this material called slip that is essentially just clay combined with water. So it's like a lotion-y consistency, and it will just dry down into like normal clay. And the best way I can think of to describe wood filler is that it is like slip. So when you are making a project and you need to smooth something down or attach something to something else, wood filler kind of just goes over things, fills in the holes, fills in the cracks, and the best part is you can sand it. I only started using wood filler this past year, and I am obsessed with it now. I smear wood filler like all over all of my props because I am terrible at making things smooth. And the best part is the wood filler, you just like wet your fingers in water and you run it across the wood filler and it evens itself out perfectly with like zero work on your part. And it's just so helpful in hiding all of my terrible mistakes. Foam clay and wood filler together have really been a game changer for my props. It's enabled me to cover my mistakes, make shapes I normally couldn't, and just make things that look so much better than they previously did. Out of all the things that we do as cosplayers, I have started to really enjoy prop making maybe the most. And a huge part of that is because I finally have the right materials to make things that I'm really proud of. So if you are like me and so budget-minded that you haven't let yourself try this new material or this new tool or this new method, this video is me giving you permission. Go out and try something new that would make your life easier. If you can afford it, this is your sign. Go. Be free. If there is a game-changing cosplay tool or material that you wish you had bought sooner, let me know in the comments down below so I can pick my next splurge. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up while you're there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!